Hello and welcome back to another reaction. In this occasion, Wakfu, episode 16 of the second season. Last time we entered again to another dungeon, but it was a tiny bit different this time. It wasn't such a big threat that can be defeated by muscle and muscle alone, or in this case, the terrible threat of a really strong being that don't even talk in that moment, like we saw in the Dragon Peak last time. No, it was more of a place in which the former, I don't want to say owner of king of the dungeon, wanted to recover his dungeon from another being that deceived him by playing a card game and, of course, earning the freaking dungeon for himself. It sounds so convoluted when I said it like this, but that is exactly what happened. There is no other way around that. This dungeon is a sillier one. And yes, it doesn't sound that important. But the incredible part about the last episode was the reference, the huge amount of reference from video games. And yes, another silly one or a small one from Dragon Ball. But the big ones, the important ones, are the video game reference. And I love each one of them. I love that episode for that reason. Again, we're seeing them moving forward the plot, moving to reach their goal. Of course, they encounter several stuff. In this case, something very silly, just like last week. It was a very silly point, a very silly episode that the boys thief. It was silly, a good resolution, and self-concluding. But that doesn't mean we're not advancing the plot. Yes, we need to reach a certain point, but that's what we're doing. We're reaching the point. And the usefulness of these episodes is, again, to develop the characters more, to get more information about the characters. We are solidifying the characteristics we knew from these guys since season 1. We're solidifying every single aspect of their life, which is something I am grateful. Yes, you are not using episodes by, well, being episodes. You're using them, yes, if this doesn't advance the plot that much, because it really didn't, you are advancing the knowledge of the characters, which is something I enjoy too. Because yes, if you don't have good characters, it doesn't matter how good your plot is. If your characters are crap and you don't get interest in them, you're not going to be enjoying the show. And yes, I am enjoying the show a lot. And I mean a lot. But anyway, yes, I think I have spoken enough about this in the last episode and in several other episodes, my enjoyment of the show. So yeah, let's just cut all of this and watch the next one, shall we?
Pouvez m'expliquer pourquoi on se retrouve toujours dans des situations pareilles? Parce qu'on passe notre temps à faire des tours et des détours.
Okay, yeah.
Pour faire les touristes, c'est pour sauver la veuve et l'orphelin.
We can help this.
On est des héros, et un héros a le devoir d'aider les autres.
Yeah.
Pas un héros, c'est fait pour embellir le
Oh, of course.
Moi aussi, Dak. Mais des histoires tragiques et des gens à sauver, il y en a à chaque coin de rue.
Yeah, that's true.
C'est quoi notre priorité?
We're Dragon Royale, seriously?
J'ai la cervelle fondue.
Hugo, réponds.
Oh.
Notre priorité? Mais trouver le Dofus de Shinonome?
Yeah, the Diffus of Shinonome?
Ça fait des semaines qu'on est parti et on n'a pas fait
Weeks,
la moitié.
holy.
Ce rythme-là, ça va prendre des mois.
Oh, water. Oh. Okay. Holy.
Reculez, étrangers.
Okay, I like the design of this
Je ne
guy.
laisserai personne boire l'eau de cette fontaine. Ah oui? Et pourquoi on boirait pas?
Seriously? Yeah, that is going to repeat itself. Well, he's not ready now.
Pitié, monseigneur, on a tellement besoin de se rafraîchir. C'est vrai qu'il fait plutôt chaud par ici. Mais je suis désolé.
But why?
Jamais des fontaines. Je ne boirai pas de ton eau.
Oh, holy, he's strong.
Pardonnez-moi, monsieur, mais pourquoi on peut pas y
Yeah, please an
On
explanation.
peut pas y boire. Eh bien...
Why?
Parce qu'il ne faut pas y voir.
Ugh. That is not an explanation.
Comme argumentaire, gamin.
Oh. What?
Arrêtez, je vous en supplie.
Who's that?
Pardonnez-le, il est pas méchant.
Comme si...
What is with
Merci,
him?
mademoiselle.
Why he doesn't seem to remember anything? And she just finished the freaking
Aujourd'hui,
drink.
il y a des fruits secs, des céréales et en dessert un calouga.
Comme c'est gentil. C'est mon dessert préféré.
Oh, there's something in here that is
Parce que
different,
je viens
yes.
ici tous les jours, Bordegan.
Ah bon? Et comment t'appelles-tu?
He lost his memory?
Je m'appelle Alia.
Alia.
Alia? C'est joli comme prénom. Eh bien, merci beaucoup, Alia.
Yeah, but why is this? This is a tragedy, really. There is something tragic here. Yeah, I love the tragedy. And it's not, yeah, of course. It was obvious. Oh, boy.
À demain, Bordegan. Bordegan est mon amoureux.
Yeah,
Nous
I knew
venons
it.
tous d'une autre île qui a été submergée par la montée des eaux.
Oh,
du
of
Calouga.
course.
Bordegan avait entendu parler d'un village abandonné. Les conditions seraient rudes, l'endroit isolé de tout, mais le plus important était que nous aurions un nouveau foyer.
Okay, yeah. Okay, I know what you was thinking, and I know what Eva is
L'endroit est
thinking.
de restaurer le village. Mais après 2 semaines sans nouvelles, nous décidâmes de les rejoindre.
Oh, the
Les
fountain,
habitants avaient tous
yes.
disparu. Il ne restait plus que Bordegan.
Holy, seriously?
Là, près de cette fontaine maudite.
What the hell? What the hell is that? Holy!
Il était devenu à moitié fou.
Okay, this is deeper.
Il avait perdu la mémoire et ne me reconnaissait plus. J'ignore ce qui s'est passé, mais je refuse de croire que c'est la faute de mon aimé. C'est la fontaine la responsable. Bordegan cherche juste à nous en protéger.
Yeah, that's the most probable thing.
L'amour, ça rend yop parfois. Pas vrai?
Oh, she's been reminded of her own quest. Yes.
Non, je peux pas.
Yes, I knew it. They will return to hell.
Ça peut marcher? Tu veux que je te...
Non, je peux pas. Je veux pas les...
Yes, exactly. Because it's very similar to your own love story.
Y retourner? Mais pourquoi? T'as oublié quelque chose?
You need to help them, yes.
Merci.
Oh, that is cute. Oh, okay. It's odd to see Eva cry. Yeah, of course. They have no idea. Oh, this is cute. This is really, really cute.
Je suppose que...
Oh boy! Oh yes! Come on! You just need to investigate! You need to know exactly why!
Quoi? Mais qu'est-ce que...
Je suis vraiment désolée, Bordegan.
Okay, they're going to find...
La fontaine, il ne faut pas s'en approcher.
Holy, this guy is strong! Oh! Holy cow! Okay, this guy is immensely strong! What the hell? But why is the fountain so special?
Mariage?
What?
Oui,
What?
le mariage. Allez, dépêche-toi, le maire nous attend.
Oui, mademoiselle.
Oh, what? Wait, what?
Un instant, je vais chercher ma lance.
Yeah, sure, that kind of work.
J'ai pas oublié quelque chose,
Oh,
moi?
you really forgot that easily?
Allez, Bordegan, nous allons être en retard.
Ah oui.
What?
Recule, étrangère. Personne ne doit
Oh
s'approcher de cette
boy, it didn't work.
Bon, papa, c'était quoi ton
That
plan?
was your plan. Okay, we're going to Ponton's plan, seriously? This is weird.
Oh, un calouga.
Yeah. Okay, that's the silliest plan.
C'est comme ça que mon maître m'a fait sortir.
No, seriously? Oh, you caught him?
Ça mord, venez m'aider.
Okay. Yeah, it's a pretty big one. It break.
Cours, à l'aide!
Oh, but he's out! Oh boy! Yes, go, go! Oh yes, this is unbalanced for him! Oh! Okay, she discovered. Oh. Wait, what? Okay, what is going on in this place? I'm really intrigued by that. What?
Une des habitantes disparue.
Hein? Qu'est-ce qui s'est passé? Quelqu'un a vu quelque chose?
It was thanks to what Real did! Yes, Real is provoking all of this!
Au fond de la fontaine. Sortez-les toutes de l'eau, vite.
Yes, but what will happen if you get too much inside of that place? Okay, yes! This is working! Finally, we're seeing some progress here!
Attention! C'est la fontaine que tu veux.
Oh no! Holy, that destructive power! This guy is a beast, man! Holy! Holy cow, he's strong! Okay, this seems exciting! Oh! Oh crap, I think we're going to find out the answer. What the hell?
Nous sommes perdus.
Holy cow! He really was trying to protect. Oh! That's why! Oh man!
Tu dois frapper la fontaine. Maintenant. De toute ta
Oh god! Okay! Yes! Come on, Hugo! Oh, that looks so epic! Come on! Come on! Yes! Full power! Holy! Oh, another one! Holy! Okay, that was awesome! Oh, they are back together.
Je ne me souviens de rien.
Oh,
C'est comme si j'avais dormi pendant tout ce temps.
seriously?
Je ne sais pas comment vous remercier.
Vous voir réunis me suffit.
Yes, exactly.
Ça m'a rappelé le sens du mot héros.
No,
Tu sais que t'es belle en héroïne, toi.
no,
Le
serious.
héros, c'est fait pour embellir le monde, non?
Oh, this is so cute at the end. Oh man, what? What is that? Oh, it's Gargle. Anyway, yeah, I'm gonna stop it there. Seriously, Gargle. Anyway, yeah. Again, a self-included episode, but of a different nature. It's a more romantic story, a very tragic story when you think about it, but with a good ending, which is something always enjoyable, let's be honest. But yeah, as always, I'm gonna watch this again and be back with my comments. See you in a bit. Okay, I'm back. I just watched a second time the 16th episode of the series. And it's a very tragic story with a happy ending. Yeah, it's a very romantic story. Two lovers are separated because one of them has a duty that that he imposed himself to fulfill. And she is just waiting for him to return by her side. Yeah, it is a very romantic, a very tragic story, and I love it. I really do love that kind of story. It's very cute. It's very exciting in some points. I don't know if it's based on something else. I don't know why I keep thinking of that it's based of a real story. I don't know why. Perhaps I'm just overthinking something else, or perhaps it's really a story. If you know what the real meaning behind it, please let me know. Or if it's just something similar to another story and it's not based on anything. But anyway, yeah. As always, let's go scene by scene and in order. First one, we continue almost exactly from the moment of the last episode when they were just propelling to the air thanks to this gigantic catapult, and they have been thrown in the air in this small kind of bucket. Yeah, it does look more like a bucket with a freaking sail post. And yes, they are being thrown away. Unfortunately, of course, when they hit the water, they start to, well, fell down to the bottom of the ocean. Luckily, they managed to reach land. This, of course, has to be a desert. A very, very dangerous desert. I don't know if it's as dangerous as last time we saw similar weather in the last season, but I think not, because yeah, Hugo could not even be able to walk in the desert of the first season. In this one, he kind of can. So yeah, that's my guess. It's not as dangerous, but still, it's awful to be in that terrible heat, and I don't know for how long, because they keep walking and walking and walking. Yes, they even wonder, in this case, Amalia wonder why they always end up in situations like this one. They end up in this situation or this type of situations because they always take detours in their adventures. They don't go straight forward to the place they need to be going, but they go to several other places, or they find another thing in the way, so they stop their journey and they arrive, or they try to solve the problem that they found before. That's why they take so much time to reaching their goal. It's been weeks since they left the kingdom of Sadidam. And yeah, this is kind of well, in this case, Eva is kind of scolding Hugo. Because yes, Hugo wants to help everybody. He wants to help every single person he encounters, to help them to achieve their goals, to be a hero. That's how Hugo behaves. He's that noble, he's that heroic. But unfortunately, Eva reminds him that yes, he needs to focus on their goal. In this case, find the Dofus of Shinonome. And yes, you can see that Hugo it's feeling bad because he wants to help. But what Eva said kind of makes sense. Because he needs to focus on their goal too. They are been spending a lot of time in the road, and they need to go back to help their own people, the Eliatropes. Because yes, they need the Dofus to help the rest of the Eliatropes, or the children of the Eliatropes. He kind of understood. He's not happy about that, but he understands the sentiments of Evangeline in this moment. They keep moving and they find an oasis, a true oasis, and they rush towards the place. And of course, leaving a little bit Hugo behind because he's still thinking about what Eva said. And yes, they reach the bottom of this oasis, a beautiful, beautiful place with the water that looks really, really tasty. Well, technically, water should not taste at anything, but when you're thirsty, and especially in an extreme case, just as this one, yes, water is going to taste like wonders. You will believe it's the most delicious drink you ever tasted. So yeah, it's understandable. They try, or at least Pon Pon try to jump into the fountain, but somebody stops him with a very powerful attack. Kind of an energy attack we saw. A red energy we saw. And we saw a new character. A neat design of a new character. Vordegan. I think that is the correct pronunciation. Again, correct me if I'm wrong, please. And he is not going to allow them to drink from the fountain. He is protecting the fountain from the rest of the world, or perhaps he's protecting the rest of the world, of the people that get close to the fountain, from, well, this place. In this moment, we don't know what is going on. We have no idea. And the explanation that we're given here is, of course, unsatisfactory because he's not saying anything. Even when Hugo asks for a reason as to why they cannot drink from this water, he finds that the guy doesn't remember. At first, I didn't know why. At first, I didn't know if he didn't remember or he was just messing with them or something along those lines. But no, actually, we later figured out that he doesn't remember, especially when a new character arrived. In this case, a girl. And from the information we're given later on, we figured out that she is kind of the lover of this guy, of Bordegan. Um, of course, she stops everybody else. She stops everybody else from attacking Bordegan and gives them some water so they can drink and kind of make it, okay, calm down. This is water. You can drink it. Try to not confront the Bordegan, please. And yeah, it's a tragedy here. We're seeing the beginning of a tragedy. Well, no, we're not seeing the beginning. We're seeing the explanation of a tragedy here. Because yes, he's always trying to protect the fountain, saying, "Oh, don't miss, don't get close, because yeah, I cannot let you get close to the fountain." Um, but of course, she is not after the fountain. There is another reason. She is trying to bring food to this guy. He brings a lot of food so he can eat and rest for a little bit, and even bring him his favorite dish. This guy does not remember her. And of course, she is devastated. You can see it in the little bits of animation in here that she's devastated. That she has to tell him her name again. Her name is Alia. And she needs to tell him again, even though she's in love. And my guess is before everything that happened here, he was in love with her and they were really in love with each other. But of course, it's heartbreaking for her to hear those words from him because he doesn't remember her. Yeah, you can see this tragedy being portrayed in here, and it's awful because you kind of feel that. Yes, later on we saw a little bit of a silly scene in which Hugo, Amalia, and Evangeline were the only ones who drink the water, and the other guys, of course, were left with a drop, just a drop. Of course, this is not a complete tragedy, but now Alia is taking them to the village, which is nearby. Not so close, but not so far, so it's going to be a complete tragedy. They could drink from the fountain in there, and yes, Ruel and Pompon go rush towards the fountain because they are so thirsty. And that's when we start to see these little creatures, or at least these little creatures, these fuzzy creatures, are more prominent in the foreground than before, in the background than before. We saw them before that, but honestly, I didn't pay much attention to them. I should have later on. But anyway, yes. They split out. The group splits out. Amalia is going to get the boys, Ruel and Pompon, and Evangeline and Hugo are going with Alia to get some other stuff or other information or perhaps provisions or something along those lines. First, we saw Ruel and the other guys. Another kid who is trying to emulate Vortigern, because yes, he's pretty strong and he's the guardian, this kid is the guardian of this fountain, is just hitting Ruel in the ass. And it's pretty funny because yes, Ruel obviously is a lot stronger. He's not going to use all his power against a small kid. But again, this kid doesn't know and just hitting Ruel with everything, hitting in the head and everything, and just, in the end, hitting him in the nuts. Luckily for Pompon, he was concentrating on just these guys until a Pandawa, or at least she looks like a Pandawa, came and of course grabbed the other kid and go away. It's not a very relevant scene, more than perhaps showing off the variety of people that lives in this village. Then of course we have a better explanation of the village. Again, the people in here found this place, I think it was abandoned, and they found this place because they were running away for the ogre's chaos, or the waves and the Rising of the sea thanks to the ogre's chaos. Again, the tragedies that really the ogre's chaos is causing around the entire Wakfu world. And this is when, of course, we are told that the information that I said before, that yeah, those two guys are in love with each other. They run away towards this village. It was abandoned when they arrived to this place. But of course, Bordegan and a bunch of other villagers went to investigate. Unfortunately, it took so much time for them to return that the other villagers that were inside the new village, and yes, I'm saying that a lot, went to investigate and found this place. Found the oasis. But the only thing they found there was Bordegan trying to protect the freaking fountain. They don't know why. They have no idea why. He is, in this moment, we can see that he is really strong. And I mean, Vortigern is really, really strong. Because none of the other village that went after the rest could defeat him. He is trying to protect the rest of the villagers from the fountain. We still don't know why. But of course, this kind of brings the hero character in Hugo. He wants to help her because, yes, this is an incredible, sad story. But, of course, in the moment he offers his help, Evangeline reminds him that, yes, he needs to focus on their goal. That, yes, he get the compromise that they're going to help her once they finish their quest, and they are going to go away. They start to walk. My guess is the next morning, because, yes, it's a lot more brighter, or... No, it's not brighter. I think... it's the same color, but I guess they already rest because they really need to rest, and they continue. I don't know if they're going to travel at night or it's just the next morning. I don't know. But anyway, they start to advance and say several stuff. But some of the words that Pompon, that without even realizing, it kind of triggers something inside Evangeline. That yes, love can make you dumb things, can make you behave like a yob. Those were his words. Yes, even though he's a yob, he's telling that. Anyway. And this is kind of triggering something inside Evangeline, because she's saying, yes, you're right. This girl is willing to do whatever it takes to recover his love. Just like her in the second season. She was going to do everything in her power to recover Pompon. So yeah, this is of course what she needed to say. No, I cannot abandon this girl. I don't think the village. I think it's specifically this girl, because she understands exactly how she feels. Because that's what she felt in the beginning of the second season. So they return, and of course Hugo is so happy because yes, this is what he wanted from the beginning. They return and they try to help the girl. Of course, everybody is saying that yes, it's a lost cause and you cannot defeat this guy, and they try to be more subtle about their approach. They again bring food. In this case, Ayla. Oh, damn it. Give me a moment. Sorry about that. I cannot believe I can remember the name of Bordegar, but I cannot remember the name of Alia. Anyway, yeah, as I was saying, Alia brings more food to the guy, and while he's distracted eating, they start to attack. Thanks to the binds, the huge binds from Amalia, they grab him and restrict them so they cannot move, and they start to look for clues in the fountain. Of course, this guy is incredibly strong. He get rid of the freaking binds, knocking down Amalia and knocking down the rest. So they need to change their approach. They start to think more stuff, and then they come up. I don't know who come up with this idea of the marriage. Yeah, they are supposed to go away to get married, and this is a distraction for Vortigern, and it doesn't work. But thanks to his memory. His memory is so damaged that yes, when he returned for his spear, he forgot what he was doing, and he returned to the state in which he tried to defend the fountain again. And the Pompon's plan. Pompon's plan is, of course, fishing him out of the well, or the oasis that we have here. It kind of worked at the beginning, but of course he's too strong. He just got rid of the freaking thing. It breaks the little string, and of course it doesn't work in the end. Then Hugo's plan is, of course, bore Bordegan to the end, of course, by having Royal speaking and speaking and speaking and speaking like no other. It works, but it works so well that even the other guys felt asleep. Unfortunately, when they tried to wake up, Hugo, Pompon was the first one to wake up, and he screamed at the top of his lungs that, oh no, stay away from my Eva. And of course, this ended up in tragedy again. They never gave up. And again, we're pointing towards these little creatures. Those are important. We're still not sure. I still don't pay much attention, except for the fact that they were holding in Eva's ear. They were just grabbing the Eva's ear, and yeah, it looks kind of cute. But luckily, they were not grabbing that when they transformed back. They made a more elaborate plan. They were pretending somebody else was going to get hurt, in this case, Amalia, and the other guy really went to rescue, because even Alia went away, because now she wasn't trying to get into the fountain. No, somebody else was in danger, and she ran away towards that danger alongside with him. And yes, we can see just how skillful he is. I don't know if it's his natural skill or it has to do with something about the fountain, but anyway, just go out, and this creates something amazing. Yes, thanks to the sword, thanks to Ruvilax, Pompon is able to knock him out in the air, and thanks to Hugo's portal, he is maintaining the air without really being able to go down. Because yes, he is unstable thanks to the amount of portals that Hugo's creating. Yeah, it must be exhausting for him. Meanwhile, the rest of the guys rush down to the oasis and they start to investigate the fountain. Nobody finds anything except Roel. But more because he's Roel. He finds something shiny and tries to grab it. But in the moment that shiny thing, that gem, abandoned the water, it transformed into kind of a spiritual energy and go towards one of those creatures. The creature absorbed the energy and it transformed in one of the villagers. So yes, we're figuring out where, in this moment, the show gives us the information that yes, this is part of the puzzle. The guy is trying to protect the fountain because it has part of the villagers, but that's not it. Of course, thanks to all of this, because everybody discovered that and decided to try to take away every single gem from the fountain. Unfortunately, one of the creatures was in the shoulder of Urbo, and this causes he causes that he can no longer concentrate and cannot throw the friggin' portals, and this, of course, liberates Vortigern from this kind of silly trap, and he runs or rushes back to the oasis. And I love the effects in this moment. The way when he reaches the water, it just separates in a circle. It looks spectacular, and he just throws away Evangeline, then grabs Amelia and throws her away, and Pompon too, and the other one who kind of hold him back was Ruel. And yeah, it was spectacular. It was really spectacular. The fight between Ruel and him, it was pretty neat, I have to say. Yeah, the fight provokes something else, because yes, Ruel was defeated in a very ridiculous way. He was pulling the leg, of course he's nuts again. But Hugo reached on time and destroyed the spear. Unfortunately, the spear fell into the deepest part of the fountain, liberating kind of a sea serpent or a water serpent. It's very similar to one of the bosses from Legend of Zelda, Ocarina of Time. I don't remember the exact name, Volga, something along those lines. Volga or Volga, I don't remember. I think Volga is the dragon. Volvalia? I don't remember. I'm gonna put an annotation here. Anyway, yeah. So yes, they need to destroy the fountain, because now this sea serpent or this water serpent is the one that is transforming the villagers into these small creatures. He transformed Board again because he was knocked down, and he kind of remembered why he needed to guard the fountain. Luckily, Hugo has a special power. He needs to destroy the entire fountain by one of his lasers. And yes, the serpent is not going down without a fight. He tries to reach for Hugo, but luckily, Hugo has a lot of power, and with this amazing power, it destroys the entire fountain and release everybody from this curse, the curse of the sea serpent, of the water serpent. Everybody from the village return to their normal state, of course, bringing happiness to the village, so sorry, and well, to the villagers too, because yes, some of them lost their husbands, their wives, their sisters, their brothers, etc., etc. And yes, the end of course, the reunion between Vortigern and Alia. It's a cute moment and a very happy ending for this tragic story that we had. And I love how Evangeline is saying that I'm just satisfied to see you reunited, because again, it's very similar to what happened. Of course, the circumstances are different. It's a loss of memory, but still, it's like you don't know that person at all. So yes, it's a very tragic story, and Evangeline knows about tragic love stories. So that's why he's so happy. She's so happy. Well, in a moment she was a he, but anyway, she was so happy because they were reunited. And yeah, Hugo is satisfied because he helped somebody else. And yeah, it is a very neat episode. I think it's completely different from something we have seen before. We haven't seen something like this in an episode, not even in this season or in the last season. Yeah, it is similar to what happened to Pompon and Evangeline, but again, the circumstances are different enough that it engage you, the story engage you, and really, I'm just so happy to see them reunited too, even if I just met them in this episode. And yeah, there is some details I want to speak about. It's never explained as to why Vortigern forgot everything. It's never explained, or perhaps he drank the water and that make him forget, but it's not clear at all. Because yes, the real problem with the fountain, I thought it was the memory loss, but no, actually it was the transformation, and it was not the fountain per se, it was the creature that lived inside that fountain. So yeah, I am not entirely sure as to why. Perhaps drinking the water make you lose your memory, perhaps, and that's what he did. But why he recovered when it's over? My other guess, and this is something very, very sketchy because there is nothing, and I mean absolutely nothing to base my thoughts, but it's something I came up while I was watching it by a second time, that perhaps the loss of memory and the recovery at the end is because he knew that he needs to protect everybody, including his love, from the fountain. But he will have to stay by the fountain all the time, so nobody else can fall into this trap. And the thought of not seeing her love again is what brings the tragedy. So, as a defense mechanism from his mind, he kind of make him in an unconscious state. He was defending, he knew that he needed to be defending everybody else from the fountain by pushing everybody away. But he forgot everybody because he didn't want to feel bad, he didn't want to be so lonely and to miss his love that he will want to go to her. Perhaps I'm completely wrong, and perhaps it's just because he drank the water and then forget everything, and then when the water was gone, he returned to his normal state. Perhaps it's that, perhaps I'm right, perhaps I'm wrong. I really don't know. Those are my thoughts, because I don't think he has been explained in this episode as to why he forgot everything about the world. And yes, I love how even subconsciously he kind of remember his love, because he's less aggressive with her, a lot less aggressive. And he kind of remembered the marriage and all that. So yeah, I think subconsciously he remembers her. But anyway, yeah, I think I exhausted the topic of this episode. I need a different type of episode from what we have seen in this series. And yes, I cannot wait for the next one. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this one. And the only thing I have to say is thank you guys for your comments, your likes, reviews, and your subscriptions. If you want to be a subscriber, click on the button for subscription and on the bell so you can get notifications. And if you want to share this video, that will help me a lot more. And of course, if you want to follow me on Twitter, the link is in the description below. So yeah, guys, I have nothing left to say, only to thank you for your attention. And well, see you on the next one. Bye.